Hey guys, Dr. Christy Ennis. If you have stiff, achy, and even painful joints, you might be making these very common mistakes that we're going to go over today. But don't worry, I'm also going to show you how to fix them so that you feel a lot better. Number one, and probably one of the worst culprits, if not the worst culprit, is sitting too much. And we all do it, right? It's hard in this society today not to do that. But when you sit for a long period of time, your joints stiffen up, muscles actually get weaker, they start to shut down, and our posture goes like this, which all leads to back pain and hip pain, which we clearly want to avoid. And remember what I said, motion is lotion, right? So sitting, no motion, that would be bad. So try every 10 to 15 minutes just to get some movement. Now that sounds like a lot, but that actually takes a little less pressure on the spine when we move that frequently, and it doesn't have to be crazy movement. Some very simple things you can do are things like seated marches. You can add a little leg extensions like you're doing the can here. You can even add just some arm opening, squeezing into the shoulder blades to get, again, all of that opening. Turn those palms open, squeeze the shoulder blades too, gets a little chest stretching. So you can do those even if you're on a Zoom meeting. Most people shouldn't have any idea what you're doing there. And then I'm going to show you a few standing ones you can do too. So you can use your office chair if you need to for some balance, but you can go ahead and even just do some little squats. A little harder to do probably on a Zoom meeting, but it literally is only taking you about 30 seconds. And if you get 15-minute breaks during the day, just kind of add them up, right? Do 30 seconds and do that multiple times a day. Standing hip abduction or hip extension, another good one. Going up and down on those toes. If you can, clasp those hands behind you, get a little chest stretch there, and those are some easy ones to do during the day. So conversely to sitting too much, not moving enough during the day is also a problem. And if you've got a lot of pain, sometimes you think, oh geez, if I really move a lot, it's gonna not feel good. And you're right, there are some certain movements, especially higher impact things, that can really be uncomfortable. But if you stick with something that feels good to your body, anything in the pool, so sometimes water aerobics or gentle swimming, biking, those are some nice things to do. I'll even link a chair workout that you can do to get some mobility and some strength as well. Next one is ignoring your pain. And actually, this is a question I get a lot. How do I know what's good pain and what's bad pain? And there is a difference. So if you have sharp shooting pain, or it feels like a joint gets stuck, or if you do something and that pain doesn't settle back down to its original limit, right? You may go into it with a little pain, but you want it to go back to baseline within an hour. So if any of those things happen, then you are pushing too much. That's kind of the general rule of thumb. So if you maybe feel a little bit achy, or your pain level goes up a couple points on that pain scale, but then comes back down again, those are probably safe exercises and movements for you to do. Last one is not strengthening. Now, our muscles help support our joints, and they act as shock absorbers. And unfortunately, as we get older, especially if we don't work on strengthening, our muscle mass actually declines every decade. You can change that though by strength training. So if our muscles are not supporting us, the joints tend to take on the brunt of that and so get more sore and more achy, which is exactly what we're trying to avoid. So I'm going to go over some simple exercises that you can do right at home or even at the office. First one is a sit to stand, so getting towards the edge of the chair, flat back but bend forward a little bit at the hips. If you need extra help, use the arms of a chair rest or even rest your hands on your legs. And then you're literally gonna stand all the way up, give a little extra glute squeeze at the end, and then look back if you need to. Otherwise, very slowly and carefully, barely touch that butt and come all the way back up again. Grab a band for the next one. You're going to bring those arms apart so there's a little tension in there to begin with. Squeeze into those shoulder blades, and then you're going to add a pull. So we're kind of opening the chest, working through the back of those muscles as well. You can go up a little bit higher, but if you find that irritates your shoulder, you can definitely bring it down and still get benefit out of that. Next one is a wall push-up. We're going to work those chests and those triceps a little bit, but usually feels really good on the wrists and shoulders. So if you put those hands about chest height, turn them out just a little bit to protect those shoulders, keep a nice flat back, and then you're going to bring your nose right towards the wall, come all the way back out. If you find that this is too easy, certainly just adding some more reps helps, but you can also do these on a bit of a lower surface, like a counter or even a bed. And if that's still too easy, you can even get right down on the floor and do these on your knees or with those toes up. I absolutely love helping people get back to doing the activities that they love. So if you have questions or need some extra guidance and know that someone's got your back, check out my membership options where I can communicate with you through text, email, and even one-on-one in Zoom.